Good morning, dear students. In the last class, we discussed about the terminologies related to the light. Sorry, not light. Terminologies related to the mirrors, spherical mirrors, isn't? So now we'll see how the reflection takes place in the mirror. That is spherical mirrors. So we know that how the reflection takes place in the plane mirror. In the reflection first class only we discussed about that. When a ray of light falls on the plane mirror, it will get reflected back. So the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, and that what is the incident ray, reflected ray, and normal tone, everything lies in the same point, isn't? So now we'll discuss about how the reflection takes place in the plane mirror. Sorry, in the spherical mirrors, that is concave mirrors and convex mirror. Okay, here one more thing, before going for the ray diagrams, we should be thorough. We should know with one of the uh, rules how the light will travel in the spherical mirrors. So we have here four rules. We should know about these four rules. In the according to that rule only, the light will travel and get reflected in the spherical mirrors. We'll see what are those rules now. So here the intersection of at least two reflecting rays gives the position of the image of the point object. Any two of the following rays can be considered for the locating the image. Okay, here these are nothing but the rules how the ray of light travels and how they will reflect. Okay, so now we'll discuss first about this concave mirrors. So concave mirrors, how so we know that how we'll get the concave mirrors. So by the circle. Okay, when you take the circle, when you take the circle and cut into two parts. Okay, the remaining obtained is one is concave and one is convex. So now we'll discuss only about the concave mirrors first. Okay, so these are the concave mirrors. Okay, so now this is concave mirror. So we know that first we'll locate the terminologies, what we know, all those things. Suppose here this is the pole, isn't? This is pole, and so in this pole, so it is a pole and this is principal axis. So on the principal axis, so this is center of curvature. This is center of curvature. Okay, this is center of curvature C. Okay, so then here suppose here we have one ray of light which is passing through the mirror, passing towards mirror. So while coming back, what happened? It is passing in this direction. Okay, while coming back, while it moving, so this is nothing but focus. We know this. This is nothing but focus. While going back, what happened? So it may pass like this. How? By touching the principal focus. This is the first rule. What happened? So when this is rule 1, we can tell. So rule 1, so when a ray of light passes through the concave mirror, while reflecting back, what happened? It will pass through the principal focus. This one, a ray parallel to the principal axis. Suppose this ray is moving parallel to the principal axis, while reflecting back, it will pass to the principal focus. A ray parallel to the principal axis, after reflection, will it pass through the principal focus. Okay, principal focus. This is the first rule. So in case of concave mirror or appear to diverge, okay, in case of concave mirror it appear to diverge from the principal focus. In case of convex mirror, this is illustration in the figure 10.3. This is in case of a convex mirror. Okay, in the convex mirror we'll discuss about it later. So first we'll discuss about the concave mirrors. Okay, so write this first rule, rule 1. So ray parallel to the principal axis, after reflection will it pass to the principal focus. Okay, this is rule 1. So next, second rule. So now the second rule, so this is rule 2. So rule 2, so what is the rule 2 says? So here when a ray of light passes, so now here what happened, here one more mirror. Okay, so here in this mirror, when a ray of light passes through the, okay, first we'll mark everything, what is that, what is the principal focus, everything. So now here pole, so this is the shape, okay. So now this is pole, so then here it is, this is center of curvature, and here it is focal length, and here it is center of curvature. So now what, this is second rule. Suppose in case we know that, so the light rays it not travel in only one direction, it is move in whatever direction it wants, but only this four possible rays is there. So majority of the time this is the maximum possible ways, only within these four ways the light will travel. So this is the first rule, when the light ray travel parallel to the principal axis, so it will getting back. So while going to, after reflecting, what happen, it will pass to the principal focus. Now here the vice versa, reverse of the first rule. Suppose a ray of light passing through the principal focus, in case instead of traveling straight, it will travel to the principal focus. Suppose it travels to the principal focus, okay. So after it will emerging, so after it will touches the reflecting surface, it should reflect. So while reflecting, what happen, it will move parallel to the principal focus, parallel to the principal axis. Okay, I hope all of you understood here. So here when a ray of light passing like this, so after reflecting it will pass parallel to the principal axis. Okay, this is the second rule. Okay, so first rule and second rule is almost vice versa. Okay, first rule, what happen, when it is when the light ray travels on the parallel to the principal axis, so after reflection it will go to the principal focus. But now when a light ray, second rule tells that when a light ray travel to the principal focus, after reflecting it will move parallel to the principal axis. This is the second rule. Okay, so a ray of light passing through the principal focus of a concave mirror, or a ray which directed towards the principal focus of a convex mirror, after reflection it will emerges parallel to the principal axis. Okay, so this point, this is second rule. Okay, next rule, third rule. So next rule, this is a rule number 3. So rule number 3, the light rays will pass all in using only these 3 rules, only using these 4 rules. This is the next rule. What is the third rule? So the third rule states that, so when a ray of light travels parallel to the, okay, not now, it is not parallel to the principal focus. So now what happens, so this is the point, is a pole. Okay, so now this is the shapes. Okay, so now this is F, this is center of curvature C. Okay, when a ray of light passes through the center of curvature, I told that the light ray may be travel in any of the direction. Suppose it will travel to the center of curvature. I'll draw the center of curvature here. Why? Because I not yet draw that what is that, using the scale. randomly taken and drawn, so only you will not get a proper measurement. If you take the proper measurement and all the light rays will travel in the same direction what they mentioned in the rules. Okay, so now when a ray of light travel to the center of curvature, after reflecting, what happen? So it will not change its direction, so it will again move in the same direction, it will not change its direction. See here, a ray a ray of light a ray of light a ray passing through the center of curvature of a concave mirror or directed in the direction of center of curvature of convex mirror, after reflection is reflected back along the same path. This reflected back along the same path. This is, write this till here in the points book. So this is illustrated in the figure 10.5a, and draw this diagram also. Okay, because the incident ray falls on the mirror along with the normal to the reflecting surface. These rules are very, very important. So based on these rules only we can draw the ray diagrams. Okay, ray diagrams are very important as a examination point of view. At least one ray diagram will be there compulsorily for 2 marks or 3 marks. Okay, next question, the next rule, sorry, here the next rule, here the incident ray, a ray incident obliquely to the principal axis towards the point pole, towards the point P, so on the convex mirror, so the or a concave mirror, reflected obliquely the incident ray and reflected ray follows the laws of reflection at the point of incidence and making angles equal to the principal axis. I hope no one understood this. Now I'll explain. So I hope you understood. So here this is the reflecting surface. Okay, so suppose here this is a reflecting surface with the shapes. So here this is the shapes. So here it is F and here it is C. Suppose a ray of light passing through the pole, this is pole, so and while reflecting back, after touching the reflecting surface, reflecting back, what happen? It will come in the same angle. Mean here, suppose the angle of incidence of this ray, is 45 degree, so the angle of reflection also 45 degree. When it happens? When the ray passes through the pole. I told that the beam of ray of light may be fall on any of the parts. So, and almost they noticed many of the experiments, and they come to the conclusion for only for this 4 parts, mean 4 rules. When a ray of light, so this is the last rule, when a ray of light passes through the pole, so while reflecting back, again it will come back in the pole, but one condition is, suppose what is the angle of incidence is there, with the same angle of reflection it will come back. Suppose the angle of incidence is 45 degree, so therefore angle of reflection also 45 degree. Angle of incidence is 60 degree, angle of reflection is also 60 degree, so like that. So these are the 4 rules which are very important to draw the ray diagrams. So rule number 1, so what is that rule number 1? A ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection will passes to the principal focus. So next rule is, when a ray a ray passes through the principal focus, after reflection will come back to the will move parallel to the principal axis. And rule 3, so when the ray of light passes through the center of curvature, while reflecting back it will move in the same path. And rule number 4, so rule number 4 states, when the angle of when the ray of light passes to the principal focus and reflect back in the same angle of the incidence, that is angle of incidence and angle of reflection both are equal. So quickly make the diagram, we'll make the diagram quickly here. So for that 4, so we'll draw the rules here, quickly do that. So 1 2 okay 2 3 just a minute. So here we have the 4 conditions. So we'll quickly draw the diagrams. Okay, so 4 rules we'll see quickly. Okay, so this is rule number 1. So here rule 1, here 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So first we'll locate all the points. Okay, so the points are, so here this is pole, so this is pole, this is center of this is focus, this is center of curvature, and again here it is pole, this is focus, and this is center of curvature. Here pole, focus, center of curvature, and here it is P, and this is pole, here F, and here it is C. Okay, now what we'll do, so what is the first rule? So when a ray of light passes through the principal, when a ray of light passes through the passes parallel to the principal focus, principal axis, while coming back, what happen, it will passes through the principal focus. This is the first rule. Okay, so next rule is when a ray of light passes through the principal focus while reflecting back and while coming back, what happen, it will move parallel to the principal axis. So next, when a ray of light passes through the center of curvature, okay, when reflecting back, what happen, it will move again parallel to the principal what is that, center of curvature. Now the next rule, fourth rule, last rule is when a ray of light passes to the pole, so while reflecting back, it will pass from the pole only, and but make an angle which is equal to the incidence. So the angle of incidence and angle of reflection both are equal. So for the ray diagrams, these arrow marks are very important. We need to draw the arrow mark in all the diagrams. Why? Because if you see this, so can you tell which is incident ray and which is reflected ray? It is impossible. So if we draw the ray diagrams, we can say that, so this is incident and this is reflection, and here we can say which is incident and which is reflection. No, but if we draw the rays like this, we can tell that this is the angle of incidence and this is the angle of reflection. Okay, the remaining thing we'll see in the next class. Please do write all these things in your classwork, sorry, not classwork, in the points book. Okay, we'll see in the next video. Take care, have a nice day, bye.